Are you?
Two periods today?
Yep. One for social studies, the other one for grammar.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. You see my screen now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Yes, we can see it.
Nice. Okay. So, since we are going to study social studies, so I would love to just remind you of that this course is a continuation for what we started last time. I mean, for the first lesson. So the first lesson was about how people changed over time. They were living as nomads, as gatherers and hunters. They moved from one place to another in search for food and in search for water, in search for, the things that they are interested in. After that, they settled themselves in cities. And when we started talking about cities, we started talking about something which is very important, that is the government. So there must be some kind of organization that help people or that arrange the way people behave or arrange the way people live in large groups. That's why. So today our course will have the title Understanding Governments. So we are going to compare different forms of modern governments, and we are concerned mainly about the structure and tiers of a government in a democratic country. Is it clear? Hello? Please, I need your confirmation. If you hear me, you need to confirm.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, yes.
That's okay. Okay. So, by the way, so if you have your books with you at home, so I want you to open them at page 122. Okay? Hello?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
teacher.
okay.
Yeah, open them at page 122, and I need someone or a volunteer to start reading the first page. Just skip the benchmarks because I have already talked about that. So he must start with states and their government. Here we have a question. It says, read page 122. Hold on, please don't speak all together. Read page 122 and fill in the blanks with the words in the box. So here we have these words or these sentences, and we have words in the box. After you read the page 122, you are going to fill in the blanks with the right words. I need a volunteer to read.
Me, teacher.
Yes, please. Page 122.
From the book,
Yep.
benchmarks. In this lesson, you will compare different
Skip that.
forms.
Khalifa,
Okay.
skip that because I have already talked about it.
Okay, states and their governments. A country's own government, judiciary, security services, police and army. The public services is called a state. In Saudi Arabia, these institutions are all present.
These institutions
Institutions are all present. So Saudi Arabia is a surveillance,
the
sovereign or independent state. A state's full official name often tells you what form of government it has. When the government is a monarchy, the states may be called a kingdom, emirate, sultanate, or principality.
Emirates.
Emirate. Examples: Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom, Kingdom of Denmark, United Arab Emirates, Sultanate of Oman, Principality of Liechtenstein. When the government is a democratically elected parliament, the country is often called a republic. Most countries in the world today are republics. Some democracies have a central government for the whole country and smaller government divisions for provinces or internal states.
Provinces or internal states. Yes, wa alaikum salam.
This is known as a feudal system. Examples: Germany, USA. Australia is called Commonwealth of Australia because the Queen of England is still viewed as their head state, even though they also have elected a prime minister. The Commonwealth of Independent States is a group made of Russia and its neighbors, the countries that used to be called the Soviet Union.
The
China-
Soviet Union.
China is a communist country. Its full name is People's Republic of China. Similarly, Vietnam is called the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Excellent. Another reading, please. Fast. Another volunteer. Mshari.
Me.
Who is it?
Yes, teacher, me, Mshari.
Mshari, yeah, you are there. So can you please read that page 22, 122 in your book?
Okay. Give me a moment, okay?
Okay.
Teacher, which book?
Social Studies book, student book, page 122.
Okay.
Skip the title, skip the benchmarks, and start straight away with the subtitle. The first subtitle, States and Their Governments. (122). Mshari, are you ready? Hello?
Can I read me?
Yes, please, Hanaki. When he comes, you stop, and he's going to carry on. Yep.
States and their government. A country that has its own government,
Judiciary.
Security service, police and army, and public service is called a state. In Saudi Arabia, these institutions are all present. So Saudi Arabia is a
Teacher,
sovereign and independent state. A state full official name often tells you what form of government it has.
Thank you so much, Hanaki. Mshari, are you ready?
teacher, sorry, but I didn't find my book.
No problem, it's okay. Naif Noiser. Read the second point, please.
Okay. When the government is
Okay, so Mr. Judge.
a democratically elected parliament. The
No, this is the third point. So when the government is a monarchy, this is the second point.
Okay. When the government is a monarchy, the state may be called a kingdom, emirate, sultanate, or principality. Examples: Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom, Kingdom of Denmark, United Arab Emirates, Sultanate of Oman, Principality of Liechtenstein. When the government...
Thank you so much. The third point for another student, please. Abdul-Majid. Abdul-Majid Kalantan, Hazza, where are the others, please? So it's this.
Teacher, can I read?
Yeah,
Teacher,
sure.
me. When the
Rakan
government...
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
When the government is democratically elected parliament, the country is often called a republic. Most countries in the world today are republics.
Thank you so much. The fourth point, someone else.
Teacher, teacher, I
Read
have a
this.
question.
What's your question?
Teacher Mimi, can I read?
الحين حصة عربي كيف صارت إنجليزي؟
They have changed the timetable. They have sent us a new schedule. Firidis. Okay, Gerzai,
okay.
can you read the fourth point?
Teacher, can I read?
Teacher, the last period is Arabic, صح؟
After this period, you are going to study grammar with me.
يعني
Teacher,
ما في
can I read?
Arabic خلاص for the whole.
Yeah, sure, you can read.
Read what?
You don't know about the page and you want to read, so you are going to waste much time. Open your book at page 122. Why are you late? Someone else, please, who have his book open. Someone else who has his book open, please. Can you carry on reading? Someone
Teacher,
to
I
read the
opened
fourth
the
point.
page. I opened the page.
122,
point?
fast. The fourth point, yep. I'm waiting. Naif al-Wesr.
Some democracies have a central government for the whole country and smaller government divisions for province or internal states. This is known as a federal system. Examples: Germany, USA. Australia is called the Commonwealth of Australia because the Queen.
Naif al-Wesr. Yeah,
Yes.
carry on.
هزاع.
I want him to carry
Because
on.
the Queen of England is still viewed as their head of state, even though they also have an elected prime minister. The Commonwealth of Independent States is a group made of Russia and its neighbors, the countries that used to be called the Soviet Union.
Soviet Union, yep. Someone else, please. Majid Kalantan, can you read the last point? Mohammed
Teacher, I
Khalifa.
have too much noise. I have too much noise.
Someone to read the
Yes.
last point, please.
Me, teacher.
Yeah, can you read the last point, please? Hurry up.
China's country, its full name is People's
Communist
Republic
country.
of China.
Yeah?
Similarly, Vietnam is called the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Thank you so much. So now go back to the screen of your computers. You are going to see here the question says fill in the blanks with the words in the box, so that you find the information in the page that you have been reading. So someone to read the words that are in the box.
Me, teacher. Naif.
Naif al-Wesr, yep. Naif al-Wesr,
Can you do the
fast,
first
please.
one, please? Abdullah State.
Commonwealth. Federal system.
Abdullah
State.
State.
Communist country. Monarchy. Republic.
Republic. The first sentence now. It says a country that has its own government. Abdullah's this. Abdullah.
A country that has its own government, judiciary, security service, police and army, and public service is called a state.
Is called a state. Very good. A country that has its own government, judiciary, security services, policy and army, and public service is called a state. The second one.
Me, teacher.
The second one. Yes, please, Naif al-Wesr.
نايف النصر ولا سعود ستيت sister?
Oh, sorry. So this. I thought that the voice is for
Okay.
Naif. Yep.
When the government is a monarchy, the state may be called a kingdom, emirat, sultanate, or principality.
Excellent, but it is a monarchy, not a monarchy. It is a monarchy. When the government is a monarchy, the state may be called a kingdom, emirate, sultanate, or principality, like the case of Saudi Arabia. The third point, please.
Can I do the third one?
Yeah, sure.
Can I do?
Yes, please.
When the government is a democracy
elected parliament, the country is often called federal system.
When the government is a democracy elected parliament, it is a parliament, so it has a parliament.
Parliament.
Republic.
It is a republic. Very good. It is a republic. Next,
Teacher,
fourth point.
can I read number 4?
Yes, please.
Me, teacher. Some
Number
democracies
4.
have a me, teacher.
Yes, please.
Some democracies have a central government for the whole country, and smaller government decisions for provinces or internal states. This is known as federal system.
Excellent. Federal system like the United States of America.
Teacher, can
Number
I
five.
do number 5? Naif.
Naif, yes?
Australia is called the Commonwealth of Australia because the Queen of England is still viewed as the head of state, even though they also have an elected prime minister.
Excellent. And the last and the most difficult one, number 6. Someone to do number 6. It's obvious.
Me, teacher.
It's
Yes, please.
China is a communist country. Its full name is the People's Republic of China.
Excellent. Very
Excellent.
good. Hold on, please, because I have a phone call from the principal. Just a minute.
Okay. Take your time.
Teacher, you give your
Hello?
Yes.
Hi. Yes.
Sorry for the interruption.
No
No
problem.
problem. No problem.
So, and the last one is the communist country. Very good, the communist country. So, so now I need you to move to the next page, which is page 123 in your student book. And we have here a question: why do states need governments? Because we said that when the people settled in cities, so they formed states, because so many cities form a state, and for these states we need governments. So what's the use of this government? First of all, I need to know what is a government.
Teacher,
So read
page
page 123 and mention what would people need to function well as a society first. What do they need, the people, to function well as a society? I need someone to read page 123.
Me.
Who is it?
Clinton.
Kalantan, yes, please. From your book.
Imagine a large group of people live on this on the island in this picture. What would these people need in order to function as well as a society? Here are some ideas. Someone to act as a leader to help the group make decisions as a whole and to help to settle conflicts that may arise. A set of rules for living together, some people to make sure the rules are obeyed, and some way of dealing with people who disobey the rules. Services such as water, electricity, healthcare, education, communications, and transport system, and some way of paying for them for and maintaining these services. Relationships with other places to trade resources the island has for resources that they need but don't have. Some way of making decisions, but the control and use of valuable natural resources such as oil and diamonds. In short, the people
Excellent. It's okay. Until here is okay. So now back to the question. It says, what would people need to function well as a society? What are the different points that people need in order for them to function perfectly as a society?
A leader.
Excellent. First of all, they need a leader. What else?
Resources.
They need resources. Very good, because they are important for the economy of the...
Services.
Excuse me?
I said security services.
They need all kinds of services, not
Rules.
only security. So they need services such as water, electricity, health, education, etc. So all these kinds of services. Excuse me? And what else? How are the people going to deal with one another? So
set rules.
excellent. They need to set rules, or they need a set of rules so that they organize the way they behave. And what else? The last point, what is it? It says some way of making decisions about the control and use of valuable natural resources. So these are the points as you see them in the slide. Someone to read, please, from your screen.
Me, teacher.
Me.
Read fast, please.
Okay.
Teacher, I highlight this.
Yeah. Rakan Al-Hidan, you don't need to highlight anything now because you are going to find the same PowerPoint presentation in your class era. So you are going to have time to make the highlights or to do whatever you want.
Yeah, but these are the points that I highlighted.
Yeah, these are the parts that you need to highlight, but you don't need to do that now because you will find the same PowerPoint presentation in Classera. So all what you need to do is to download it on your computer and that's it. Can you read this? Can you read, please, fast?
Why do states need government? Someone to act as a leader. A set of rules for living together. Services such as water, electricity, healthcare, education, communication, and transport system, and some way of paying for the maintaining these services. Relationships with other places to trade resources. Some way of making decisions about the control and use valuable natural
resources. Wait a minute, please. The vice principal is calling me again, please. I'm terribly sorry.
No problem.
فيصل
هلا
هذا الباوربوينت حق الأستاذ اللي حطه وين ألقاه؟
بس
أدري بكلاسار بس وين؟ بالمرفقات ولا بالواجبات ولا وين؟
وهو بيصير هذاك كذا باللحظة شيك كذا.
هاي
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام ورحمة.
وين المرفقات مدري أشياء حقت هذا فيصل؟ وين الأشياء اللي يقول عنها محمود الباوربوينت؟
ما ندري عنه ولا منزلها ذا.
الأستاذ حيرسلها بعد الدرس.
طيب في أساتذة أرسلوا بس ما أدري وين.
الأستاذ ما أعطي نفسه ميوت.
لا يا ذكي، الأستاذ حاط نفسه عشان المدير.
عشان مدير؟ كيف؟
دق على المدير. عشان المدير دق.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, sorry for the interruption again. Yes, please. Okay, so here it says, when we talk about these different points, when we talk about leader, services, resources, etc. So to make this a long story short, or to talk briefly about it, so all what these people need is a government. So in short, they need a government.
Teacher.
First of all, I want you to tell me what is a government according to what is written at page 123, the second part. Someone to read. Someone to read.
Me.
Rakan Hidan. Rakan Hidan.
In short, the people on the island need a government. A government. A government is an organization which runs a country and keeps law and order. Most governments have subdivisions which equally important functions in running the country. Generally, these are the executive, the head of state, and the ministries that help the head of state rule the country. The legislature.
The legislature.
Legislature.
Rakan, this
Yes.
is legislature. Legislature.
The group of people that make decisions about laws. The judiciary. The judges and court that make sure laws are obeyed and that the government itself keeps the constitution of the country. The branches of government represent the needs of the people of the country and consult with consult with them to make sure that their opinions are heard and respected. This is one of the basic principles of Shura and other democratic systems of government.
Excellent. So, according to what you have read, so what is a government?
Teacher, I have a question.
Please keep your questions at the end. So, what is your question? Because you are interrupting me each time you ask questions. If it is not about the course, please don't ask me about it. What is it?
No, it's what's the meaning of subdivision?
Subdivision, it means compartmentalization. For example, if you divide something into other points, this is a subdivision. Let's say, for example, you have a school, and inside the school there is the Department of English, the Department of French, the Department of Math, etc. So these are subdivisions. So when you divide it, these are subdivision. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it means parts of it. So first, what is a government? According to what you read.
It's an organization that which runs the country.
Excellent. It is an organization which runs the country and keeps law and order.
Which takes care of the country.
Excellent. It takes
They make
care
a
of the
good
country. It is the organization that ruled the country. So here it says most government have subdivisions. It means that it have like departments that belong to it, which perform different but equally important tasks or functions in running the country. What are these subdivisions that that they are talking about here in the that they are talking about here in at page 123? What are the subdivisions of the government? The government consists of different parts. What are these parts? Hello? They are quite clear.
What, teacher?
What are the subdivisions of the government? The government consists of three parts, three main parts. What are they?
The executive,
The executive,
and the
legislature, and the judiciary. Very good. So these are the three subdivisions. Each one of them has its own function, and each one of them is ruled or let's say, is ruled, or there is someone who is responsible for that particular area. So for the executive one, who are the ones who are functioning there in the executive subdivision? Who are the ones who are running the executive subdivision of the government?
The minister.
Excellent. The ministers and the head of the state, which means the president or the king. Mohammed Khalifa, can you read, please?
Teacher, can I read?
The head of the on your slideshow.
Yeah, in the screen. Yeah, what you see. Yeah.
The head of the states and the ministers that help the head of state rule the country.
Teacher, can I read?
The second one is the legislature. Yeah, Faisal.
Teacher.
Who is saying teacher? Can I read? Who is it?
Mahmoud.
Faisal. Mahmoud, yes, Mahmoud. Can you read the second one, the second point, the legislature?
The group of people make decisions about laws.
Yeah, these are called the legislature. And the last part is an important one also, which is the judiciary system.
Teacher, can I read?
Yes, please.
The judge and the court that make sure laws are avoided, and that the government itself keeps the constitution
of the country. So it means that the judiciary system comes from the word judge. So these are the people who are responsible for that are the judges and the court, because they want to make sure that the laws are applied by the people and by the government. So what is the function of this subdivision? Why are they in the government? Why are they there? What's the use of them? According to the last paragraph, these branches, what do they represent?
Teacher, to run a good government.
To run a good government, but in fact, they are there to represent the needs of the people.
Yeah, so no problems will happen. No mistakes.
Excellent. So the branches of government represent the needs of the people of the country and consult with them to make sure that their opinions are heard and respected, because this is a government in a democratic country. So they take the opinions and the needs of people into consideration. So the government is not acting or is not running the whole state independently from people, but they need to consult people from now and then to see what are their wants, what are their needs, what are their viewpoints upon the whole running of the country, about their political life, about their economic views, etc. So this is one of the basic principles of Shura for the Arab world and other democratic systems of government. power and authority, go to page 124 and tell me what's the difference between power and authority. Someone to read the first paragraph.
Teacher, can you read?
Teacher Hanaki.
Hanaki, yes, please.
Power and authority. When you have power, you can use it to make people do what you want, even if they do not want to. For example, a bully may use the power of physical threats to make a weaker student obey him.
Carry on.
Authority is a more positive form of power. Generally, people obey those who have authority over them because they recognize that those people have the moral right to be in power. The moral right to be in power is called legitimacy.
Excellent. It's okay. Until here, it's okay. So here, the two first paragraphs tell us about the difference between power and authority. What do you prefer, power or authority? What is more positive?
Power.
Power. Power here
Authority.
in the lesson. So he's explaining
Authority.
power in terms of a physical force or a physical. So when someone like a bully.
Authority.
Yeah, authority. So
Authority.
what's the difference between them? What is power and what is authority?
Power is used from like general force from us, but the authority is from like when you have control of something.
But you have a legitimate or a moral right to do something. So if, for example, you force someone by force, by threatening him to do something, he can do
That's
it.
power.
Yeah, that's power. Very good. He can do it, but he is not satisfied. He does not want to do it, in fact, but he is going to do it just for your sake, just for the sake of not get hurt from you. But authority is a more positive way of power, or a more positive form of power, because if you have authority, it means that you have the moral right to do something, because people, they have given you the authority to do it. Someone to read the definition here? Abdul Majid.
Me, teacher Naif.
What? I read from your.
Yeah, the screen.
Okay. Power and authority. When you have power, you can use it to make people do what you want, even if they don't want to. Authority is a more positive form of power. People who have authority are those who have the moral right to be in power.
Excellent. And what do you call the moral right to be in power? Read the third paragraph in your books. Or the second paragraph. At the end of the second paragraph in your books, it shows or it tells us what is a moral right to be in power. What do we call it?
Legitimacy. Legitimacy.
Excellent, Abdul Majid. Legitimacy. Legitimacy. And we saw this word before.
Legitimacy.
When?
So the moral right to be in power is called legitimacy. What does the government have, or when does the government have legitimate authority? Someone to read the third paragraph in the book.
Me. Mahmoud.
Who is it?
Mahmoud.
Mahmoud, yes, please. In your book at page 124.
A government has legitimate authority when the people accept that the government has the right to be in power and the right to make decisions on their behalf. When people feel the government is abusing
its authority.
It's abusing authority. They made decisions to
decides
to
disobey rules.
To disobey rules which they think are unfair, or to replace the government with a more acceptable one
through elections or some
other agreed method. When a government loses its authority, the result is anarchy.
Okay, so here it said, what does the government have legitimate authority? When does the government have legitimate authority? So, and suppose that the government fails its people. It means after it was being elected, or after it was elected by the people, it failed them. It did not fulfill their dreams, or they changed their program, they changed their planning, they did not take into consideration the needs of the people. So the people can decide to disobey this government. If the government falls down, what do we call this? First of all, tell me, when does the government have legitimate authority? And when the government falls down because the people decided to disobey it because it didn't fulfill their dreams, what do you call this also? When the government loses,
they have when the country is happy and it is well built.
They have authority when the people accept that this government has the right to be in power.
People is working with them. That's what.
Excellent. But if government fails the people and loses its authority because people disobeyed it, what do you call this?
Anarchy.
Anarchy. Someone to read. Yes, please, someone to read. Yeah, Majid.
Regular means down, right?
Yeah, a government has in the screen.
A government has legitimate authority when the people accept that the government has the right to be in power and the right to make decisions on their behalf. When people feel the government is abusing its authority, they may decide to disobey rules which they think are unfair, or to replace the government with a more acceptable one through election or some other agreed method. When a government loses its authority, the result is anarchy.
Yeah, when a government loses its authority, the result is anarchy. So what's the aim of the regular meeting held by Majlis Shura? In your book, you have a picture of Majlis Shura, and under it, there is an explanation or a caption that talks about Majlis Shura. Tell me, what's the aim of the regular meetings held by Majlis Shura in Saudi Arabia?
To please the country, or to do what's right for the country?
To do what's right for the country, that's right. But according to what is written in your books at page 124.
To help the king.
Excellent. Yeah.
Make
repeat again.
Decisions so they can make.
To help.
Excellent. To help the king making decisions. Yeah, that reflect the opinions of ordinary people, of the society.
Yes.
Naif and Waisar, can you read, please?
Sure.
Naif and Waisar.
Yes.
Yeah, can you read what is on the screen?
Sure. Okay. Regular meetings of Majlis Shura in Saudi Arabia help the king and the executive to make decisions that reflect the opinions of ordinary people.
Excellent. So here we have different forms of government. So In fact, the time is over now because we need to start with the grammar course. But I have summarized them in a very easy way. So I wrote only the most important points. So you don't need to refer back to page 125 and page 126 in your books. All what you need to read is to read this summary that I have provided you here in the PowerPoint presentation. I hope that the course was so easy for you. You understood it well.
Yes, it
There
was.
were plenty of questions so that you were involved in the course.
Teacher, where do you send the PowerPoint? For the,
as soon as I finish, I always submit. So, and the same course, this one is already in Classera.
Teacher, no, he means where to find it.
Where to find it?
Yes.
Just go to your Classera and write in the social studies files, understanding governments, and you are going to find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Welcome.
Teacher will come to you again, صح?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.